Hi students, this is Daniel. Welcome to the 9th class social subject. Today we will be discussing about our own planet Earth. In the lower classes, it may be 6th to 8th class, you have learned about the planet Earth. This planet Earth, as you all know, is one of the planets of the solar system. In which position is our planet Earth in the solar system? Yes, it is the third position, that is after Venus. Okay, so today we are living on this planet Earth. How much we know about our planet Earth? Do we know how it was evolved? What about structure is present? How these landforms are formed? Do we know about it? No, because you might have not learned about this in the lower classes. But in the 9th class, the first 4 chapters, we will be learning the interconnection, right? About how these landforms have been formed on this planet Earth, the water bodies, the atmosphere, etc. So, in the beginning today, we will learn first about our planet Earth, how it was evolved, what is the structure of it, how to find out the time, etc. in this lesson. So first, let us know what we'll be discussing in this lesson. So have you written over here? Please look at the board. First, we'll have a small introduction about our planet Earth. Secondly, what is the present situation of this particular planet Earth? Then we'll discuss about the universe, the sun and the earth. What was the thinking of the people? That we'll discuss about in this. Then the movement of the earth. This you have learned in the 8th class. The movements of the earth, that is rotation and revolution, that we'll discuss in the earth as a planetary body. Next, we'll discuss about the evolution of the earth, how earth evolved, how earth was formed in the universe. Next, we'll discuss about the different structures of the earth. Like for example, in our body, we have different particular parts are there. We have head, we have body, we have legs. Like that, our earth also has different particular structures. So that structures we'll be discussing in an elaborate way. Then after that, we'll discuss about the movements of the earth crust. Where we are standing, the soil on what we are standing is the crust. Does it moves? With what particular position it moves? In which direction it moves? That also we'll try to discuss. The last we'll discuss about the Earth's grid system, that is latitudes and longitude. In this, what is grid system? Then we'll discuss about latitudes and longitudes and what are the uses of these latitudes and longitudes we will discuss in the end of the class. So first we'll start with the introduction. Yes, the first particular topic here, I am going to introduce about our planet Earth here. According to Carl Sagan, humans are present only on this planet Earth. So, according to Carl Sagan, he is a scientist. What he says that Earth is the only planet where human life is present. Today, you might be seeing the TVs. In that, NASA is doing a lot of research. It has sent its particular, what you call as a different particular satellites, right? And doing a research on whether on the Mars human beings are present or not. It's doing a lot of research. And today they are doing research on the whole universe also, where life is present or not. But according to Carl Sagan, what he says that Humans are present only on this planet Earth. If you look at this particular picture over here, he says that, right? He says that Earth is like a speck. It's a speck. For example, if you take this whole board as a universe, or if you can say this is the universe. This is a universe. Earth is a small dot. It's a speck. Right? He has shown with a small yellow circle there. A small yellow circle which represents as a Earth over here. And it says this photo which has been taken from the space which is known as pale blue dot. Right? This photo has been taken from the space. And this is known as pale blue dot here. Okay. So, what about our planet Earth? He says that only human are present on this earth. Not only human beings, different life is present on this particular planet Earth. Animals, humans, plants, microorganisms, etc. right, are present on this earth. So it's not just only human beings. Animals are there, plants are there, microorganisms, etc. are present on this particular planet Earth. They are in a large number. But when we talk about the most important is the humans. Humans are playing a very vital role in protecting the planet Earth. Today, human beings are exploiting the natural resources in the name of development. Human beings are exploiting. Means our earth is exploited in the name of development. Yes. Today, our earth is exploited in the name of development today. Today, we are exploited. Exploiting means what? Right? We are using natural resources such as soil, water, air, everything we are exploiting it. And in this exploitation, what is happening? In this exploitation, what is happening is that it leads to environmental crisis. Environmental crisis. So what is environmental crisis? The exploitation of natural resources such as soil, water, air in the name of development is called as environmental crisis. So because of this environmental crisis, example like global warming is taking place, and this global warming means increase of temperature in the Earth's atmosphere, which has led to catastrophic changes like melting of ice. Due to the melting of ice, the sea level increases. Because the sea level increases, there are a large number of coastal areas are there. There are a large number of islands are there which are going to submerge in the coming years. So, what is our responsibility? Our responsibility is to protect the planet Earth. And today there are many people are there. Environmentalists are there. One particular organization example I'll give you. Greenpeace organization is there. It's an international organization. It is fighting to protect the planet Earth from the exploiters. It is asking all the countries to reduce artificial gases which are let into the atmosphere. It is asking the industrialists to bring down the particular what you call as gases which are there letting out into the atmosphere. So We will discuss more about this in the coming lessons as we progress. So, after the introduction, the first topic what we are going to discuss in this particular subject is our universe, the sun and the earth. Today, when we sit in the night and look at the sky, what do you see? You see there are so many stars are present. From where the stars have come? This is not only your question. This was a question about some thousands of years back also. The early people also used to think about how these stars have come into the sky, from where they have come, who made it, why they are moving from one place to another place, are they anyway related to us? These were the questions they were thinking. And sometimes they had so many questions. What is the shape of the earth? Is earth is round shape or flat shape? Many people never used to travel too far in the ocean. Why? Because they felt that the earth was flat. If they go, right, if they travel from one place to another place, they may fall from the earth. They were thinking that the earth was flat. So this was the thinking of the people in the ancient time. But at the time also, they did a lot of researches. For example, let us talk about our own Indians, the Asian Indians. They wrote many Puranas also. They wrote different type of books in which they have revealed about the universe. So, when talk about this all things, our universe, the sun and the earth, they are moving from one place to other place. Usually we see that lunar eclipse occurs, solar eclipse occurs, right? Every particular 15 days in a month, partial lunar and solar eclipses are occurring. Why they occur? It is because of the movement. Because of the movement. And because of this movement only, day and nights are caused. Because the movements, seasons are caused. So, movements are also very, very important. And this all have been studied by our scientists and they have revealed through their books. So, many people from the ancient period, they have talking about this particular movement, about the activities of these particular stars, about the planets, about the moons, etc., etc. They have been talking about this and they have revealed through their books also. And one such particular ancient geographer was Ptolemy. Ptolemy was an ancient geographer. He made maps. And with that, he did research on the universe also. And in his geocentric theory, what he says that sun is moving around the earth. Means in this particular geocentric theory proposed by Ptolemy, he says sun is moving around the earth. And where this particular theory was accepted by many of the people in the ancient period. In the ancient period, many people accepted Ptolemy's theory. They felt that yes, he is a great geographer. Yes, whatever he might be saying is correct. And that's what they felt that yes, sun is moving around the earth. So here, today also, do you feel the earth is moving? No, we don't feel. I am standing here. Am I moving? No. But actually, the earth is moving. But what we see is that sun is moving around the earth. That we observe. But that is not actual thing. Right? So, in his geocentric theory, what Ptolemy says that sun moves around the earth. But this was not accepted by Copernicus. Around 500 years ago, from now, Copernicus, who was one of the scientists, right, he proposed a sun-centered theory called as a heliocentric system. In his particular theory, sun-centered theory, what Copernicus says that sun is not moving around the earth. Earth is moving around the sun. This is what has been proposed by Copernicus in his sun-centered theory called as a heliocentric theory. Right? And where, as I told you, in India also, there were many particular books were written around 3,500 years ago. Right? So what were the books? Right? Vedanga Jyotisha, Surya Siddhanta and Bhagavata Purana. In these books, the ancient people of India have revealed about the universe. Right? What are the books here? Vedanga Jyotisha, Surya Siddhanta and Bhagavata Puranas. These books were written around 3,500 years ago by our ancient Indian people. Okay, and where what more they have revealed is that these particular stars are born, they grow big, and one day they die. Can you give me an example of the nearest star to our earth? Yes, that is sun. Sun is the nearest star to the earth. It is around 15 crores of kilometers from our planet earth. 15 crores of kilometers, the distance, right? So, clearly talk about here is that there are stars are there which are born, they grow very big and later they die also. This is not with one particular star. Many stars you might have seen in the star in the sky in the night time. What happens? Suddenly a particular star falls. They will be moving in the sky. Means that particular star has died. It has born some millions of years ago and it has died. Is it the same with our particular sun also? Yes. Our sun is a star. It also, right, it was born some millions of years ago and later it also may die. According to the scientists, what they are saying is that these stars are present in the galaxy. These stars are present in the galaxy. But I've heard about the galaxy. There are some millions and billions of stars are present in that. And in that, our particular solar system is there. And sun also is present in that solar system. So there are billions of stars are there. So these particular stars, they are born, they grow, and one particular fine day they may die. As our human beings, we are born, we grow, and one day we die. So similar way it is with the stars also. Then according to the research done by the scientists, what they are saying is that these stars which are present in the galaxies were present in the universe. Now where is the universe? Universe is very, very huge. Then when was this universe formed? 13.7 billion years ago this universe was formed. According to the Big Bang theory written by the scientists or research done by the scientists, what they are saying is that universe was like a compressed ball. Universe like a ball, right? Because of the compression. When, for example, balloon is there. When you go on blow air into the balloon, what happened? It becomes big, big, big and it blasts. Same way happened with our universe also. So what the scientists are saying that universe was quite a round shape, but due to the compression, right? Due to the increase of compression, what happened? There was a blast. And what happened? All the particular stars flew or they moved to different places in the different parts of the sky. Is universe a round shape? No. We don't know about the universe. It's infinite. We do not know what type of what shape is. Is a triangle shape? Is a rectangular shape? Is a round shape? No one knows. Still, our scientists are doing a research over there. And when talk about the research, today our own Indian scientists, our particular scientists in NASA, they are doing research on the different particular planets. Why they are doing research on the different planets? To know whether life is present or not. Because as the Earth's population is going on increasing, what they think that if life is present on the other particular planet, they also can go and reside in that particular planet. That's what few particular people are investing money in the, right, in the satellites also. Many big people, corporates are investing the money. Why? They also doing research so that if life is present, they can buy the land over there and they can move to that particular place and they can reside there. So today, scientists are doing researches on different things. Whether life is present on this particular planet Earth, is there any planet is there in the other particular solar system where life is present? Yes, there are saying, there are particular things are coming out that yes, similar like Earth, there is one more particular planet is there in the other solar system which is far from our solar system or from far away from our galaxy. So we'll try to get more of these questions. There are few particular questions are there, what I'm going to ask you, right? So here, there are few particular questions are here, right? On the page number 2. I'll read out the question. Why do you think are the people today curious to know about the secret of distant stars and galaxies and the beginning of the universe? Just as I said, here the answer is there in the book itself. Why they are curious? Why they are doing a research on the other particular planets? Why they are doing research on the other galaxies? Why? Because they want to know whether the life was present or the life can be formed on that or not. So that is what they want to know about it. Another question, initially people thought that the earth was in the center of the universe and human beings the most important creation. What difference does it make to us to know that we are small significant speck in the vast universe? This is a quiet question, we have to think about it, right? Yes, human, as I told in the beginning, introduction, Carl Sagan says, the only planet where human life is present is the planet Earth, and that is a true fact. The only life present is only on the planet Earth. There is no other planet in the universe where life is present, and that fact we can understand it. Then one more question, this we have to do, read it. This is present in your 6th class physics books. What it says, read about the solar system and the planet that go around the sun in the chapter 10. The name is the stars and solar system. Class 8 physics textbook, chapter 10. You can find the answer for this particular question. The next topic we are going to discuss is about the Earth's planetary body. Earth as a planetary body means the movement of the Earth, which we have already learned in the 8th class. So in the previous topic we have discussed about the universe, that is how the stars, how the planets, why they are moving, right? So a small particular introduction have been given about this, and what scientists are doing today we also have come across. Okay, so now let us know more about our planet Earth, right? So planet also, our Earth is a planet, it is also moving around the star, that is sun. So on what it is moving, what that particular path is called, and how much time does it takes to move around the sun, how much time it takes to move around its own itself on its axis, that we'll try to discuss now in this Earth as a planetary body. Okay, so Earth rotates on its own axis around the sun in a definite orbit. Now what is orbit here? It's a path. It's a path on which the Earth is moving. Usually, I'll give a small example. Now you want to go from one place to other place, right? For example, you want to go from Your destination might be living in some particular part, Kukatpalli, Secunderabad, or Sainikpuri, or somewhere GD Metal, somewhere you are living and you want to go to particular destination. How do you go? You will fly? No. You have a particular path. You have a route. That is, you go on a road. You have a particular road, right? So on the road you travel. Is it with your vehicle, or you may travel in the bus, but all they travel on a particular path. So similarly, Earth also travels on a particular path which is called as a orbit. Now this is the orbit. Can you see here? This is the orbit. I am writing over here. This is the orbit. This is the orbit. Okay, so Earth is moving around the sun on its own orbit. On its own orbit, and this particular orbit is in a uniform plane. It's a uniform plane. It's not like the road, curved one. It's a uniform. It's a uniform. It does not changes, right? It does not changes, right? The kilometer is 15 crore kilometers means 15 crore kilometers only. It does not change. This particular year 15 crores, next year it may change. It's not like that. It is the same particular distance. Okay, so the orbit is the path of the Earth and it is on a uniform plane called the plane of the orbit. It's called as a plane of the orbit. Now if you look at this particular three pictures, which is the correct orbit of the planet Earth? A, B and C. Which is the orbital plane of the planet Earth? A, B or C? So if you have the textbook, you can get the answer in the first particular point of the second paragraph, where you can say that the C is the actual answer. Why? Because it is quite a spherical shape, but the distance differs. The distance differs. This is the farthest and this is the closest. Okay, right? Okay, you can say this is the farthest and this is the closest distance from the sun. Right? So this is the actual orbital plane of the Earth. So the farthest distance from Earth, that is 152 million kilometers. The farthest distance is 152 million kilometers, and whereas the nearest is 147 million kilometers. Isn't it? The farthest is 152 million kilometers and the nearest is 147 million kilometers. So sometimes, right, it happens, or not sometimes, because this is the shape of the orbit and it will be the same throughout. Okay, and where as it is moving around the sun, it moves with a particular speed. For example, when you are going on a bike, you are going on a car, it goes with a certain speed. It may go 20 kilometers per hour. It may go with 30. It may go 40. It may go 50. Sometimes if there is no particular vehicles on the road, your vehicle may go with a higher speed, with a 60 to 70 or 80 speed also it may go. So similarly, when our Earth is moving around the sun, it moves with a certain speed. The speed of the Earth is 1,07,200 kilometers per hour. Means the speed of the Earth is that in 1 hour, it reaches 1,07,200 kilometers of distance in 1 hour. And moreover, it completes the revolution, right, of the sun. Means it completes the one rotation. It completes the one rotation around the sun in 365 quarter days with a speed of 1,07,200 kilometers per hour. So with this particular kilometers per hour, it will cover the distance of with this particular kilometers speed, right, it completes one revolution around the sun. Okay, so you may be having a few particular doubts here. That is, what is axis? Right, axis. This is our earth, right? You might have learned in the third lesson of the 8th class, where you can see the line which is connecting the North Pole and South Pole. The line that connects North Pole and South Pole is called as a axis line. So on this axis only it revolves around itself. So this is what is about the planetary motion of our planet Earth. So it has a rotation and a revolution. Now you have learned about the revolution. It takes 365 and quarter days to take one particular revolution. Similarly, it takes 1 day for one rotation around itself. That's why day and night are caused. There are few particular questions are there on the page number 3. We will discuss about it. Page number 3 here. He says, tick the factors which cause the formation of seasons on the earth. Which particular factors cause the formation of the seasons? Which factors? For example, if I say, how day and night are caused? Day and night caused because of the rotation of the earth around itself. Then how the seasons are caused? So here few particular points are be given. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points are given over here. So in these 7 points, which particular points are correct? So let us see here. First point, daily rotation of the earth on its axis. Daily rotation of the earth on its axis. Does seasons are caused? No. Second point, monthly movement of the moon around the earth. No. If the moon moves around the earth, does season cause? No. Rotation of the sun on its axis. No, that also is not correct. If sun rotates, how seasons are caused on our planet Earth? That is also not correct. Then which is the correct answer? Fourth one, revolution of the earth around the sun. Revolution of the earth around the sun. When the earth rotates around the sun, seasons are caused. Yes, that is there in the 8th class, 3rd lesson, movements of the earth. So fourth one is correct. Fifth one, tilt of Earth's axis of rotation to its orbital plane. Yes, that is also correct answer. Tiltation. Earth is tilted to a particular axis. You might have learned that also in the 8th class. Tiltation, that also leads to the formation of these season. Spherical shape of the earth? No. Because of the shape, seasons are not caused. Earth's distance from the sun during the annual revolution. Yes, distance. So, farthest and closest distance. When comes closer, we may have winter season. When it's when it's closer, summer season. When it's far away, it may be a winter season in different particular parts of the planet Earth. Hope you have understood these questions also. You might have got the answers, right? So answer is fourth one, revolution of the earth around the sun. Fifth one, tilt of the earth's axis of rotation to its orbital plane. And last one, earth's distance from the sun during the annual revolution. These are the 3 answers for the cause of the formation of seasons. Here the green box is given. Do you know how this earth got its name? What earth actually means? So in the Greek word, it is earth, meaning ground, soil, dry land, right? And you can get these particular words in the dictionary online.com. And in the Indian languages, it is multiple names are there for the earth. In the Sanskrit terms, it is called as Bhumi, Prithvi, Dharani, Avani, etc. right? So many Indian languages use variations of this Sanskrit word. So different languages, they use differently, right? So hope you have understood this topic also, the earth as a planetary body. If you have doubts, you can refer your textbook. Textbook is a better guide for you. Okay, so now let us go for the next topic, that is evolution of the earth. So there is a question is there in your textbook, that is on the page number 4. What is the question says, the box over here, it says, do you think the earth was created suddenly or it was formed by long, drawn and complex process? Complex means difficult process. For this question, we have the answer. So people say, it was suddenly formed. No, it was not suddenly formed. It has taken a long time to form. There were different particular phases were there. It has gone through and it has come to the present state. So what were the different phases? How this earth was formed? We will try to discuss in this evolution of the earth. But before I go, I'll give a small particular hint over here. So this particular theory, what is called as a planetesimal theory or hypothesis, was written by Chamberlain and Moulton in the year 1900. So they have given this particular how this earth has evolved or how the planets have evolved in this particular theory called as planetesimal theory. So let us learn in a detail about this particular theory, how this earth has evolved. So to talk about this evolution of the earth, it was taken around 4.5 billion years ago. Means what according to scientists are saying that this earth would have formed around 4.5 billion years ago. Means still they are in the question. This is not the absolute answers of the scientists. They are saying it may, right? It may be formed around 4.5 billion years ago. Then how it was formed? How, what, in what particular stage the earth was before? So they say that the earth went through several phases. The earth went through several phases, right, to reach the present form. We see today we are living on a hard crust, hard layer of soil we are living. But what is present under this crust, do we know? No, we do not know. But we'll try to learn, right? So here it says the earth has gone through several phases. First stage, second stage, third stage we see. So like that, it has gone through particular several stages to be in the present form. Today we have atmosphere, we have what you call as a lithosphere. Lithosphere means soil is there, we have water, we have so many things are there. So how they have come? They have come through different particular phases. So third point, from ball of dust and clouds. So what was first earth? It was a ball of dust and clouds. Then through a lot of compression, as this particular dust and clouds started coming closer, they started to move within each other. And what happened? The heat started developing. Where? In the dust and the clouds. And this went into another stage called as a molten stage. Now what is molten stage here? It is a liquid stage. Molten means liquid stage. So it entered into a molten stage, and in this molten stage, right, we can say the earth was very hot. You take one ball, right? You take one ball and you heat it up, right? You pour water and heat it up. So how the water will be? Very hot, right? It's a liquid. So like that, our earth during the molten stage, that's a liquid stage, it was very hot. And at that particular stage, what happened? Many rocks started falling in the molten, right? Or in the liquid here. So at the molten stage, earth was very hot and bombarded. Bombard means it was bottom, means many particular rocks were falling in this particular liquid, right? So massive rocks and other materials started falling in this liquid, right? For example, this is the dust, right, in which earth was present. What happened? Many particular rocks are there, right? Rocks are there. They started falling. They started falling in this particular molten, right, or in the liquid. And what happened? Slowly the earth's size started growing. It was small. As the rocks started falling in this particular molten, what you call as a liquid, so the liquid started to increase up, means it started to grow. So earth started to grow here. So slowly the earth started to growing and heavier particles started going to the bottom, right? So the heavier particles tend to go to the bottom and lighter to the top where it cooled down. Small example. As I gave you here, water is there, right? Now you want to make a soup. Okay, this is water and you have inserted tomatoes over here. Okay, so after boiling, what happens? Slowly these heavier particles, what happened? It goes down. It goes down. So heavier particles, what happened? It goes down and the liquid part, it comes up. And what happened after cooling? A layer is formed. A layer is formed on that. Similarly, a layer has been formed after the molten started cooling, and this became as crust. This became as crust. So where we are standing on the soil, that is a crust. The layer is called as a crust. So it formed the crust and covered the molten interior. It covered the molten interior. Then what happened? As the earth interior continued, right, to cool, as the earth interior continued to cool down, what happened? It started getting contracted. Contract means coming closer, right? And the outer crust wrinkled. The outer crust wrinkled. This is the outer crust, my dear children. The outer crust, right? It started wrinkled, right? It's not in a round shape. It's a wrinkled shape. If you stand at a particular height and if you see on the surface, what do you see? You can see the slopes. Wrinkles are there. Slopes are there. Our earth is not completely flat, dear children. It is, we can say, curved. The surface is curved. Up and downs are there. If you are riding a bicycle, you will come to know about it. When you are riding a bicycle, what happened? Sometimes slope will come. Sometimes you have to go to a height. Again slope will come. Means our earth's surface is not flat surface. It's a curved surface. So many wrinkles were formed after the cooling of the molten material. After cooling of the crust, this what happened, right? The crust started contracting and they formed the ridges. That is, mountains were formed. Plateaus were formed, different landforms were formed, and basins. Basins means what? Oceans. Large water bodies also were formed after the cooling of this molten and the crust material. Right? So this is how our earth has evolved. Means, did it go through one particular phase? No, it has gone through several phases. First, it was dust and clouds. Dust and clouds. Dust and clouds was there, right? Then maybe having a question from how did this dust and cloud become into a molten? Because of the water vapor present in the atmosphere. Water vapor. So that also got evolved, right? And because of this, right, compression, the dust and clouds change into molten. So molten stage is the second stage, right? And second stage is a very hot. So molten stage was a very hot stage, and at that time what happened? Bombardment. Many rocks started falling on this molten material, and as the rocks were falling, the earth, right, the earth's size was slowly growing. Slowly started growing. So the heavier rocks, right, went to the bottom and the lighter came upwards. But what happened to the heavier material? What happened to the heavier material? Are that heavier material still as a rocks present under the surface of the earth? No. They have become molten material. If you go from the top of the crust just to some 6 or 7 kilometers or some hundreds of kilometers, what you find is you find molten material is present. Liquid is present, very, very hot. Have you heard about lava, magma, which comes about out of the volcanoes? Yes. What the magma or lava comes out of the volcano, that is nothing but the molten material which is present under the crust. Okay, so here can see this is the first stage where we are standing, my dear children. Where we are standing, this is the crust, right? Under that, some hundreds of kilometers, right, what we see is the molten material is there. This is the molten material. Molten material is present, right? So about this particular crust, right, molten, we will discuss in the next topic internal structure of the earth. In the topic we might be discussing about that in an elaborate way. But more to talk about. Now we have discussed how the particular planet earth has been formed. Now this particular evolution theory was written by Chamberlain and Moulton, right? They have written this theory in the planetesimal theory they have written, and they clearly say that this is how the planet has been formed. But actual how it is formed, still no one knows, but they have given us an idea how they have evolved, how other planets also have evolved, isn't it? So that is how is the evolution of the planet Earth. And more to talk about, in the beginning of the planet Earth was formed, there was no atmosphere. Gases were there, but not life-giving gases. For example, you talk about our oxygen. Oxygen was not present. Then when oxygen has was present in this atmosphere, it was taken some millions of years for the formation of this atmosphere. Atmosphere means what? A layer of air which consists of different type of gases. So it has taken some millions of years for the formation of the atmosphere. After atmosphere has been formed, then slowly it started to rain on this particular planet Earth. The large basins which are called as the oceans were filled up with water. Then slowly life started to begin on this particular planet Earth. Some around 1 million years ago, we can see the life started to take place on this earth. And where the first life started? Under the water. The first life started under the water. So then slowly we can see evolution of the human being also have taken place. But I've learned in the 6th class or 7th class about the evolution of the human being, the early man, where you have discussed about when man or human beings were present on this particular planet Earth. So when we conclude about this particular evolution of the earth, clearly still there's a question is that is it this theory a correct theory or not? But to the truth, it might be a correct one, because there are many stars are there which are formed in the same similar way. But still a question is going on in the scientists, and still they are doing a research on this, that whether the earth really has been formed in this particular phases or not. Hope you have understood this particular evolution of the earth or planetesimal theory. Next we'll go for the internal process of the planet Earth.